But one might suggest that if you're Meghan Markle, you seemingly, well, alongside Prince Harry, keep making the very big same mistake again and again. But what's even more interesting, I find, chums, is the fact that literally it costs more and more money. Now, my theory, for what it's worth, is simply the fact that, they have no idea about the sort of people they should surround themselves with. When you think about it, Meghan Markle has a huge presence in the fact that she's signed to William Morris and Diva. But clearly they don't see her as a sort of potential client, because if they did, they would step in and say, perhaps, maybe you need to rethink. But as ever in the world of Harry and Meghan, they've decided to do this. And one might say with catastrophic outcomes. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as ever, thank you for enjoying the video regarding the comedy legend, Mick Miller. It's always nice to find these things. There's so many things that you do that, you don't own. Do you know what I mean? And you have to wait until that thing comes through. It was lovely to share it with you. Thank you for your positive response. Mick is a very funny man. And this is the thing that I often say to all of the chums out there. If you're a little bit fed up sometimes, just find a bit of comedy to cheer you up, whether it's a Phyllis Diller, whether it's, something like, Archie Bunker, whatever. You just look and think, yeah, that, and everything sort of seems right in the world, doesn't it? If you can have a laugh. It's true though, isn't it? So we'll have a lovely wave. Nice to see you. But thank you, as I say, for enjoying Mick Miller. When I find more, I'll share more with you, of course. But I know he'll be thrilled. It's just, this sort of person as well. I hope you don't mind me just telling you this, but when you sit with somebody and they just naturally make you giggle, because it's their mannerisms, even the way they do their tea or something, you think, you're funny, naturally funny, like Laurel and Hardy, just funny people, These people might be described as funny people. That's right, of course, Meghan and Harry. Seemingly the soap opera that never stops giving, because you would have thought, given the absolute car crash backlash of that twerking video, that Meghan, according to a very well-placed source, has no shame for whatsoever. She thought that was going to be connectable with her burgeoning audience. I kid you not. Well, where this gets really interesting is now they've signed this particular person. And this is where this is an absolute shambles in itself, because they've now thought that the way forward is to get somebody who can help them with their PR. The only thing that could help them with their PR really would be a closed door. People are not interested. They're not interested in what you're selling. They don't care about your thoughts, your word salads. People have had enough. There is a little bit left, I would say, in the interest factor of the former royal known as the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry. But as for Meghan Markle, useless. Nobody cares. Emily Robinson, a one-time publicist on the Netflix show The Crown, has the unenviable task of making Meghan Markle likeable. Now, here's where it's a disaster. You see, Emily came into the production on series 3 to 6. Now, I worked in the very first series. When I say worked on it, the people filmed their junkets at my studio. Nobody had any idea that it was going to be a success. And at that point, when you think, Claire Foy and Matt Smith, they were new people, new kids on the block. He'd been in Doctor Who. But it very quickly took off. So they didn't really need an expert PR person. They just needed somebody to manage the global response to a very successful series. Now, the problem that this particular individual has, and as ever, I have to say allegedly, is marketing somebody unlikable, literally as unlikable as Meghan, is a hard task. The first thing that she plans to do is to recruit all the people that are sympathetic to Harry and Meghan. Magazines, newscasters, that sort of stuff. Influencers, TikTokers, you name it. And the idea is to hold some kind of informal, open party where everybody can have full converse about how exactly they're going to move forward, branding Meghan Markle. Now, I'm not being unkind when I say this. You have a lot of chances. You've blown them. The podcast was a disaster. The Netflix show is another disaster waiting to happen with series 2. This woman, you might as well say, here's the check, and go and sit in a darkened room. Nobody will care. The only thing that will make somebody absolutely sit up and take notice of Meghan, if she showed some empathy, kissed and made up with her father. It doesn't have to be in a big way, but in a private way. And more importantly, was a little bit more respectful to the likes of His Majesty the King, currently going through a health crisis. That would be my advice, but Emily needs the check. And Emily will never be truthful because she needs the check. Neil Sean in the very heart of Yorkshire.